Good evening. This is Harold Krivell. I'm going to show my Lesson 4 class project here. So we're going to take a look at the scales and the services directory and showing that it displays at all cache scales. So here is the base map. This is the app itself. The base map itself is the pretty much all line features, some of these crosses for the churches, red crosses for the hospitals, schools are in red, or the red flag buildings, and the blue bubbles are the flood points. So zooming out, this is cached at the city level. If you go beyond the city, it pretty much disappears, and it displays pretty quickly. So there's no lag time, there's very little anti-aliasing time, so it's pretty responsive. So, and let me show you, let's see here. Yeah, it's not too large, not too small. Displays well at different cache levels. Application contains a flooding layer, which is these bubbles here, and you can also check out the data on those bubbles. Here is the services directory. Now there are several iterations. The one that I'm using this is the final version. So it is the Cali Town. Cali Town is what I named the imaginary town. So it is the flooding new features server layer. And to show you that it works, I have the editing tool here. Here is, it changes the symbology, just so you know. I'm going to add another flood point. I'm going to say that this intersection here gets flooded. Just plop it down. Comments, flooded intersection, reported by Harold Krivell. And close that. Close the editing feature. It returns to the bubble symbology. There is a slight transparency so you can see what's behind the bubble. And there you go. All the information is right there. The layers are also displayed here. Let me move this, if I can move the tool here, recording tool, but I don't think I can. If you expand these, yep, schools, airports, cemeteries, churches, healthcare, locales, populated areas, local roads. It all has to be expanded, but the symbology is there. And when you zoom out, it does disappear, only when you move into a more relevant scale or a more relevant viewing level. So that is that. It's yep, sound cached at all scales, symbology, yep, perfect amount of detail, flood service designs easily stand out, which I did with the blue bubbles, and a little bit of transparency to see what's behind it. Allows user to edit the locations, service layers, attributes within them intuitively named, which they are. I'll show you the layers again. Schools, local roads, populated places, except for that one, but the rest is all properly named. So the web application does start out at an appropriate initial extent. So it does start out at, well, let me restart this. Yep, at a relevant level with the rest of the town. And some of the things that I've learned is that a bunch of addressing, I guess you could say issues. It's important to keep track of the addressing. The flood layers are very, you have to register them differently. So you don't check that checkbox that's required in the previous lesson or previous part of the lesson. So that's about it. Thank you.